Final hour of trading for a Monday, and hey, guess what? We're positive. The S&P and Dow just back into positive territory right now, 0.02, 0.2 for the Dow. The NASDAQ still kind of struggling. It's been one of those days. A little bit of a choppy start to a brand new month. It's November. Cryptocurrencies as well to the downside to kick things off. That being said, guys, brand new month, lots to get to in the final hour of a Monday.
You're right. It is. I don't think we made note of the fact that it is November. It is November 1st, new month, back from Halloween. A little candy hangover because Trader Prad decided that he had to go buy like 2 boxes of candy and then walk around and put it in my face. So I had a couple of chocolate bars that I didn't need to have. But that's all good. Crazy moves happening. AMC's breaking out again. Also watching like a few names. This Grill, which I know you guys are talking about in the chat, do have that one. Just a triple top that I'm essentially scalp shorting, 177, 175. It's been a pretty strong name since the afternoon. And watch out for a 185 break here. That BKKT, I mean, wow. Well, I keep mixing it up. Yeah, BKKT, that's the right one. That stock just absolutely died, and yeah, I got out of it way too fast. So I had 5 shorts on BKKT, and one of them was this last one here at 49.5, and I got it at VWAP now down to $40. Actually down on the session. BKKT is negative, red on the day at 3%. When it goes down, this stock just falls like an absolute rock. Looks like I should have held on to this instead of OCGN, which is heading back upside right now.
Yeah, today is, at least we got SoFi still, so alert for that one. Nicely, the money now 70 cents and still going to the upside. We still take that break, and we said that we're not going to get any out. I mean, we got out. It retested this top, and now we're testing again. I mean, like, pardon if I'm, sour. 11.25, I said I'm going to be doing this for the rest of the day. We had this Tesla trade, man, and we got out for $7. We're pretty happy. Now you're back up to highs, all-time highs, in fact, near 1,200. So, wow, for that Tesla. Zillow comes out, and apparently they're back. I mean, I don't know if they're done flipping houses or not, but apparently they just did 7,000 houses for $2.8 billion, I think. That came out. I don't know why that would be a bad thing, but there we go all the way to the downside. It looks like they did get rid of some of those properties. Maybe it's much less undervalued. They're down 7% here for Zillow. We know that, this once beloved. I mean, they're changing the game a little bit there. Obviously, we don't have anything too much like this, I don't think, here in Canada anyways. But you can see a nice little fall down here, basically cut in half. Down to that 85 level where we found some support there. So if Zillow can continue to fall down, we'll see what happens. I guess that was at 95 down to 85 on that day, and since then they've just paused their whole flipping game. So Zillow gets hit there, and then now today for some reason that news comes out and we go back to the downside. So I'm gonna be watching 85.90 here for Zillow, guys, coming up, and we have a kind of an important announcement to make. I mean, we did discuss it. We can do this. We're gonna be coming back live at 2 p.m. I know, right? Next week will be 2 p.m., not 3 p.m. So a week from today, set your calendars. We'll be reminding you, but if you're only watching this show and not our early show, you will get it. We'll be back from 2 to 4, not just 3 to 4. So that should be fun. I hope you guys all like that. We're doing that for you. We have a bunch of fun things to cover during that hour, and we'll do the trade of the day. We'll do a few fun things, so I won't spoil it all, but we are coming back. And then the Trader Prad show, of course, is going to be going that extra hour from 1 to 2.
Which means that we will be all day. Eventually, we'll be all day. That's the plan as of next week. So buckle up, guys. It's going to be a fun one. Well, I mean, it should be a heck of a lot of fun. But just a lot more fun in time-wise. But just to get back to a couple of more names here, this market, it's somewhat resilient here. We're trying to get back into the green. And I think it's kind of crazy when you look at that Tesla. I know you're mentioning it here, Sean, but you look at that top, it didn't quite get to 1,200. I don't know what that wick is, down to 11.25, but that's kind of nonsense. But I think dragging the market back to the upside is the strength of Tesla, up now 6%. We are ticks away from green on the NASDAQ, but there have been a few names that have lagged today. I was looking at Oracle is down significantly today. I mean, Apple and Microsoft were down a little bit. And then one name which is running, which I'm going to regretfully say that I shouldn't have sold shares. Apparently it's Silvergate at 150. And we left the morning show and I'm like, yeah, there might be another short at 175. I backed away from taking it because I couldn't get a fill. All-time highs got broken and then came right back. So this stock hit 195. It's absolutely off to the moon. And that's with no price movement in Bitcoin at all today. Brendo.
If you missed it early on this morning, Desktop Metal, guys, another big mover so far today. DM in New York, 22.5%, back to day highs here. just tagged day highs, pulled back ever so slightly. They make components for semiconductors and have tripled their capacity to manufacture said components for semiconductors. So nice day for them, still holding gains here.
The V show.
Every chart, yeah. We'll look. I'll yell at Neil. You keep saying the Trader Prad show, but Trader Prad and Miss V.
I usually say that.
I know. I'm just saying. People giving you whatnot for that. Okay, so I'll be, again, like every chart I'm going to look at today is going to be disgusting, but we did have the AMD long. We called that one. That was a good one, just off this pre-market break right there. It dips down. We were like, oh, why is AMD even down today? Then it takes off, and you're basically near all-time highs. And then a good trade that we did have that I'm pretty happy with, how long we were able to hold it. Obviously, it goes all the way to the upside, but this NEO trade took real early off this bottoming there. And again, it's off the sticky note, but it was like, I just didn't think that they deserved to be down there today. Sure, they missed on deliveries, but demand remains high. So for me, that's a good one, man. We were down 3% on this. So a complete swing to the upside, now up 2%. We take that 38.50 break. That was the real killer there. Break that in and then out right there. So there's a couple decent trades happening right now. Just looking on our not our daily check, but our often check here. This is a 1 day. We'll check out what's happening on Ethereum right now. Looks like it's trying to take out the highs again here. If my chart, I mean, this chart may not load, but we were just at highs anyways, 43 and change. Yeah, I'm having a problem with this chart, so we'll check back on that after. But 43 and change on Ethereum, meaning we are going to the upside. So we looked at BTBT last week as well. I know you just looked, BTBT. I know you just looked at Silvergate, so this is Bit Digital here. If and when it starts to go. Okay, so wow, we're down 17, 18%. I didn't even realize that. Is that true? We're down that much today?
It's squeezed on.
Oh, no, there was some, what happened there? Right at the close. I think that's why it looks like.
Yeah, remember it halted to the upside at the close, and then it opened up at
right,
4.
And then it opened at 4, right, and then opened $14. Right. It squeezed, right, did that right at the close, and we were saying maybe to hold that. Okay, so anyway, the levels I'm looking for here is 1150, 1120 on Bit Digital has been holding. That's right, yeah, so there's that bump up. That's why I was like, how come it's down today? It doesn't make too much sense. But I like this 1150 level right there as well. So we'll have to watch out for that for BTBT on the March, guys.
And we'll do this thing. If you can't beat them, join them. So got a scalp short out here on that 170. It's about 170 on this grill. And it took out this 185, which was like a triple top. So we'll reverse to the long. You got to find things that are strong. There's nothing on the daily that's going to concern you. I mean, there's kind of this level around $2 as previous support or turnaround. So I think it can get to $2. And if it breaks 2, you got like 250 up here, which I think might be a much bigger level. I think it's kind of crazy. I'm going to double check. I think it has a relatively small float. So I got some out there at 195. And one thing I've been trying to do better, it's like if you have a level like this, double, triple tops, yes, scalp short works, but when you keep putting these lower highs, if it can't get to VWAP, got to think about the reversal. And this was on volume as well. So I don't see a gigantic offer at $2. I don't know why this is still on OCGN. Oh, yeah, because I was going to talk about OCGN. I'll get to OCGN in a bit here, but Grill just broke out. So, yeah, there's nothing crazy here at $2. 30, 40,000 shares on a couple of gateways. So it's not like it's running into gigantic resistance. That said, it's still an even number. I'll get on like 98, maybe 99, see if I can't get another leg out. If 2 breaks, hold through that. Ooh, AMC just pulled back. So AMC's tried like 3 or 4 times to break out through the morning highs and just can't seem to get there yet.
Yeah, we'll discuss our AMC trade with you guys. I want to give a big thank you. That's going to be our trade of the day. Tony Frazier, welcome, my man. Thank you so much for joining us. And then Ahmed, thank you so much for the $17.99 there. I don't know what AED. We'll have to find out what that is, but doesn't really matter. And thank you so much, Charlie, for the $5. And yeah, we're going to be back here at 2 p.m. And yeah, let's keep those super chats going. Okay, so far we're still in the money for that one. AMC, that's what we were talking about right there. So I'm looking at Bit Digital. If it drops down, we will take that. But here comes AMC right now. So we had these dip buys in, and then we got out nicely there at 36.70, bounced around that level. Now you're making these same tops. We've already been up here on AMC today. So whether or not it goes up or down from here, you do have some reference points. So 37.20 looks like that's going to be a high. We've just bounced around 37.10. So basically you have a block here, 37.20 to 36.90, where we're sort of blocked in right now. Doesn't really want to do anything. If you're looking to break lower, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to break lower today. It's up 4.5%. We talked about their highest level of admissions since February of 2020, the pre-pandemic levels. So that's obviously going to be an important name to look at here off that news. So we're just blocking out. I just don't know and we talked about it again on the show, I really, really like it as a trade of the day through here, 34, 35, 36. We had some support there. But on the high side, it doesn't really get interesting to me until about 38 rate. I know this is hard to see on our charts, but this 38 mark right here is kind of, we can draw a line, doesn't really matter. But I don't know if you can see that any better, probably not. But that 38 is really where I'm waiting for that kind of a break. So I'm not sure about this short rate now into AMC right here, 37.20. There's just this area of concern for me. If I was going to go short, obviously I'd give it to 37.20. So you can give right now about 30 cents worth of room for possible downside retracement to 36.30. So the ratio is about 2 to 1 on the downside if you hold for the very basement. I wouldn't do that. I think this is worth scalping. You could see some nice trades here. That's $1 win off that bottom, but we held it. So I just don't know if those moves are coming here today. I'd much rather be shorting up near 37.20 or going long right here, which is what I'm really debating right now, going long here into 37.75. So let's do that. We are at the bottom now of this channel. I think I've just talked myself into it. We do have this level here. So let's take a bid now and see if we can't get back up to the upside. So AMC, we're going to bid this through. If we break 36.75, we're going to get out. But for now, 16 cents worth of room for a little bit more on the upside. I think that's well worth it right here. So let's buy some AMC.
There you go, AMC. And this grill, it is 12.7 million. Thank you, Brendan, for the float. It just tried to get up to 97s. And sorry, it got to 98s, actually. It checked back, and I took some 95. So that's a couple of times out at 95 on an 85 break. So it's still holding the top end of the breakout range, but it stalled out at that $2 range. So a consolidation above 180 to 185 sets you up for a 2 even break. I'm going to try to hold through that. If we break 180, I can always just get out and then see if it can't find a place to reload. I am in 2 shorts from the morning. Check that, because I wasn't in Occugen in the morning. I'm in 2 shorts currently from earlier on in the day. One of them is Occugen, which I definitely looked a gift horse in the mouth when I got this bid down here, thinking I would get 13s. After it made a double top at 14.50, it got to 13.30. Now it's on the march back up. As long as it can stay below 14.25, I think it's okay. But I might think about getting this out or closer to VWAP. Sean and I have to be flat at the end of the day. If you're tuning in for the first time, we're day trading here, so by 4 o'clock we cover these positions. Exactly, which means that you got to take profit at some point before the clock runs out on you. That, of course, is the bell. This ABVC has been essentially falling all day. I had 2 longs on it, but the short has been the better trade, obviously. I didn't short it again until it broke 3. We had it in front of $10 and got stopped out after taking about $1. The short from 7 is pretty much gold, and I got more shares at 650. And you're seeing it roll over once again towards low of the day. It breaks 570, and I'm in front of 5 even on the off chance that it gets there. So Grill, this one probably just going to flush, but Grill looks like it's the one that has a chance to break out. Nick W, you're right. Next ID ran hard.
Yeah, I was going to say, this guy has my heart now because of the move. Like, I can't say congratulations enough to that. And it's actually goes funny that you mentioned that, Nick W. And we'll talk about the tweet here, or the message you sent, just because me and Neil will talk about this. You bought NXT for the break, 434, took profit at 535. So you took out a third, or if you took out 2, you're holding about 2/3. So, okay, good. So you took out a third. And for that, man, let's hit the cowbells, because that is exactly the kind of trading that we're talking about. And I actually just tweeted this out an hour ago, Nick. So I don't know if you saw this, has 85 likes, 5 retweets. But this is what I was saying, exactly that. I cannot say this enough, okay? Scaling in and out of your trades allows you to take profits on the upside. Do not hold the full boat for the best price. Take some risk off always, okay? So this is not going to be like, you're going to look back and say, oh, I should have held that. I should have held that. I mean, I do. I try to hold as much as I can, but at the same time, you got to stick with some strategies. And honestly, man, to take some out right there is genius. And right now, just bouncing around. And now that you've taken out 1/3 for that dollar, this other piece at 430 can drop down to these lows and you'd be flat on the trade. So that's why I love that kind of a trade. I think that makes a lot of sense. To me, honestly, though, I may get out of another third if it tests these kind of levels almost where you're in. I don't like holding things all the way back to where we came from. So I think if you want to take a third out about 450 again, I know that's super, super conservative, Nick. You may not want to do that, but again, you could even just start scaling some out right now, 5-10% at a time at these levels. Then when it pops back up, you can sit there, get run over at 5, take another 10% out. But anyways, good trading. thoughts on levels? I mean, I just really nervous if we break 370. So you could take that for what it's worth, but I say congratulations, Nick, on that trade. That's exactly how we trade around here. We did average into our AMC, but I will give you back over to Brendan, and then we'll come back here.
Another one trying to ramp up here a little bit into the close, guys. Another, hey, guess what? Former SPAC, VLTA, which is Volta, charging network, charging station network company. So big volume coming in here, trying to ramp up a little bit for VLTA.
And thank you, Brendan. Good luck as usual. The $2 break just happened on Grill. So it breaks 185, the triple top, consolidates at 2, then breaks $2, and going to scalp some out in front of 210. Like, it's the same thing that we did before. Take a couple of legs out at first resistance. That actually happens to be like 210 here. And then see if it can't hold the rest. And I'll give it back to the, basically the same range we're looking at before at 185, where there could be a dip buy. The only thing you got to concern yourself with is now it could be a potential failed break at 2 even, which I think might trap a few longs that just got in late. Some of them are going to have longs from earlier, like 170, 185, that kind of a thing. They might hang on, but $2 breakout, end of the day, there's going to be some people that'll jam out if this can't hold a bit above 2 even. So far, it's been pretty good. You could have played this in either direction off of these prices. Right now, the longs are working out. Remember how small that float is. It can absolutely fall like a rock or squeeze up to 250. Both can happen. So like we just said, like you just said, Sean, take your profit out because reality is what's pure.
You have a hitter.
It's pure momentum here.
You lost on the first trade and then got it back.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean,
you reversed the trade.
That's the point.
Although I wouldn't reverse every single trade.
No, please don't.
But like this is like the trend was pretty strong on this one. And if you look at here, like he was putting in higher lows. That sets up for the reverse. The volume was in there. If the volume wasn't spiking when I got that reload, I guess it like just right after we came on air at 303. If the volume wasn't spiking into that, I don't think I'd go for a reload, but a reversal, because you want to make sure when you're breaking out at a level like that in the afternoon that volume is with it. Otherwise, you could get one of those fails. OCGN, that's kind of putting me to sleep. Although it's coming back downside, I do feel like I'm going to likely take OCGN closer to 1350 out. When it's not moving, it's not moving, and I would expect this to fall a little bit harder than this after making a top.
Yep. A good call there. And I mean, the same thing with my SoFi, right? I mean, that's why we're still holding some of this, is that we have taken out 75% of it. So we hold out to see if we can't get, I better take this off, that major move here, right? So again, we're long, we were short out. I mean, look, I'm scalping the same way here. And then we go long, take a little bit out. It revisits the same level there, Nick, and everybody. And then we take a little bit more out. Now we have 20, 40, 60, 80% out. And we hold 20% now for that home run. I mean, I guess we've already hit a home run on this, but we'll wait to hit a couple more. AMC right now, so we've averaged into this. These are two very, very close averages in. I understand that. Obviously, generally speaking, we don't want to have all of these right here so close to each other. But the key level that we're looking at here is about this 36.75. So if we're bouncing off this right now, I mean, it's actually 69, I believe. I put that in. Don't ask why. We put that price target in there. And then sometimes you just do that stuff. Like you have 42 there. And then 36.76. Is where we went down to. So just so you guys know, I do have some offers in this clump here to get out if we're lucky enough to do that. Otherwise, we'll hit it to the downside right now, and that's going to be AMC, or not hit it to the downside, let it fall back down. We're done averaging in on this trade. Don't know if it's going to work out. Obviously, if we had that crystal ball, we would be using it. Wow, Tesla just continues its march, man. 1185. We talked about this with Trader Brad after the show, and we said, like, if you're going to short this in front of like 1190 right now, which is the all-time high. I mean, sure, we wicked up to 93. Like, this is now when you would take. I'm not going short Tesla, but if you do think you want to go short Tesla, this is where you do it, right? You don't wait until it gets to 89 or 88.50 or something like that. I mean, it depends. Trade your own book. That's the number one thing we talk about. But at the same time, if you give it like $1 worth of room, guess what? You just get like one little spike up and it takes you out of your trade, and then this starts to happen to you.
Although I'll say this, Sean.
Yeah, go ahead.
When it goes to 15,000, I want 99,
right,
like 85 on the
right,
15,000. 1500 level, I mean. Sorry, my bad.
I was going to say 15,000. Now you're really talking like one of these true diamond hand holders there. And then we also got, just for those of you watching the first time here, I want to show it because we did this on, and I want to say thank you to Marissa for this. Check out this. I don't think, if you find a better pumpkin, tweet it at me. But here we go. This is the diamond hands pumpkin right here that we made yesterday. Put it outside our house. I think half the people had no idea what was going on, but some people in the neighborhood know what's good. So there it is right there. Diamond hands, baby. What's up, Brendo?
An interesting story, guys, on Deere, DE, not a name we talk about or look at very often, but they signed a new agreement with the United Auto Workers Union. So the strike, apparently, that has been going on for a couple of weeks or a little bit longer, possibly, coming to an end, it would appear, after this deal announced. So nice day here, 5% for Deere, just kind of hanging out around 360, guys.
Yeah.
John Deere was a huge miss, man.
We knew about that one.
Yeah.
We should have gone on that with the AGCO deal, the vote and everything like that.
What's crazy is it looks even better. Well, the news was great, and then you see it break out, and then it breaks the 50 today. It breaks the 200-period moving average to the upside today on positive news.
Yeah.
There's a later break. It breaks last week's high at 356. Like there was like 4 or maybe at least 3 or 4 separate long trades on this news in Deere, and every single one of them would have worked out. But look, you're only going to be able to trade so many things at one time, so I'm not really complaining about the morning. It's just more that was low-hanging fruit, because we talked about Deere several times in a lot of contexts few weeks back when we were talking Caterpillar. So it's a bit pie in the face here. And if someone's saying, why would you short Tesla? Again, it's just we're day trading here, so there's always going to be opportunities like today. You know, I like 1010, which never came in for a long in Tesla, but it gave you at the open a pop into 1150, which had been resistance in the pre-market. It was an in, it was an out. And sometimes that's what you do as a day trader. You're looking for a level where, you know, there'd be more sellers and buyers, and you take advantage of it, and it doesn't have to be a long trade. I was in that for maybe a couple of minutes at absolute best, maybe not even as long. The last of this Grill long trade, I feel like I should have a pun, but I can't think of one. Sorry, guys. The last of this trade is trying to hold up that 185. So it bounced right at 185. If it can consolidate here, it can be an add around like 180. Yeah, so you have it. I don't have the key.
That's why I found it. Yeah.
There we go. That we can use. If I had it, I'd be hitting it for this every time we got a win. But if we can break above this 185, to 195 level, back out, I think we're pretty good. The fact that it held the previous high as support, pretty solid sign. Now you want to see it consolidate and then break back up. Otherwise, it's still a bit of a $2 failed break to the upside. And this ABVC is getting a bit of a second life, although I don't believe you, ABVC. Something tells me that maybe, just maybe, you're not actually going to break back out. So hang on to this short. I have a stop above break even. Like I have to lose on the last short that I have at 650 here for me to convince this thing is going to go somewhere. Although, despite the fact that it looks like this on the day, the stock is up 140%, despite really just coming down essentially all morning long. So, well, all day long, I should say, including the pre-market, which was the biggest fault. And this is another thing. If you guys are holding gappers, when you see something like this, note what happens at 7 a.m. The second some retail shares can come in and they just take their profits. So if you're playing these and you can't trade pre-market and post-market, you're kind of hurting yourself. Because a lot of times the best profit you can have on one of these stocks that I guess is just getting pumped today, might end up being in the pre-market. And it sucks to watch because people are holding these and then suddenly it gets stuck with the bag and then it falls for the entire day. So, tread lightly on specifically these types of names.
I love all the love for AMDZ in there. What's up, Brogan? AM Dizzle. Okay, I like that one, Brogan, but I like, whatever, man. I just like Beast because right now AMD should have held on to that one, but yeah, we are laughing all the way to the bank on this one. I talked about possibly switching out from Intel. I didn't do that move, so I didn't go from AMD to Intel, vice versa. We're sticking with AMD here. It was an outsized position. I got out on the last move up to right here. We got out at about 119. We got out all the way up here. We haven't taken anything up on this move, and I don't think I'm going to now, not with this whole metaverse and everything going on now. I think you got to buy NVIDIA, AMD, the chip spaces, Facebook, everything on any dip right now. I think that's kind of an obvious one, which does bring me to my next point here about Roblox. I said that this was possibly a nice short today, a nice long, Roblox. What's happening? I thought it was .nz, no. Right here, Roblox.nq. Is it .ny? What am I even doing here today? Yes, it is. So I was actually surprised. So we did talk about this and where we thought maybe Roblox was going to go today. I thought we were going to go to the upside here, breaking this 85. So we talked about that. It didn't give us a chance to get in. It didn't happen. They're breaking 85. It actually opened up and just tank city'd all the way down. I thought Roblox is basically flexing its muscle because if they didn't go down today, then yeah, what does that mean about that outage that they had, right? So I guess today it is coming back to the downside. So I actually, to cheat, I did know it was down today, but I looked at this as a possible investment because I actually wanted to switch out of Boeing, which we are very, very slightly up on. I looked at that. I think our position was what, 208 or 212? What is Boeing at right now? It was basically flat on. Yeah, so it must be 212. I think my long is literally at 212, and right now Boeing's back into the money after, you know, man, this is gonna. I was gonna say after some turbulence, but the thing is like
it is. What? What's wrong with that's a good pun.
I know it's a good pun, but I feel like
if you said it right after the crash, you can say that.
Yeah. So Boeing. So this is what I mean. Boeing gets that bump up today, up that 3.29%, and I just think that this has just been so dead for so long. Like this is why we're long at this price because of these bottoms, but it's not doing anything. So I don't know. To get out now, you know, you might miss obviously a run, and I think this is a good reopen stock for sure. And I don't want to be all in tech. We talked about this last week, very much overweighted into that area right now, so I'm not sure. But I do think that Roblox into this whole metaverse, and trust me when I tell you this, like I've played this with my kids. I'm sure a lot of you have as well. And I just think that like there's so many games where like why couldn't someone just walk right up like Bloxburg and Robloxian? These, trust me, these are the cities, Neil. You don't know about them yet. But
I'm sure I will someday.
You will. But if Roblox is going to be successful, you will. But anyways, Roblox has been around since like 2009, I believe, or something. It's very, very, I don't want to say old game because that's not that old. But, you know, just monetizing now. And I just feel like if a kid's walking around and like, you know, all of a sudden there's a McDonald's there and you can actually walk in, that's just going to give them name recognition, brand recognition, and I'm excited for what they can do moving forward. So Roblox right now is almost getting to a spot where, look, it's my kid owns shares. So people say, well, Sean owns shares of Roblox. Yeah, but my kid owns 5 shares of this name, and I'm just trying to get him invested. So we'll buy some more together down here. I'll go over the charts with him tonight and figure out what, he's 9 years old, and figure out what he thinks. But down here, 76, he's going to tell me to buy. 76, exactly. 77. So anyways, just as trying to be a reasonable investor is what I'm getting at here. I think you can play this a little bit below this 50-period moving average if it gets to it, but now's not a horrible starting spot at 80.50. So I'm going to look to see what Boeing does tomorrow. If it does, I only have so much money in my swing account, so I do have Boeing sitting in there. I don't know why. It should be a longer-term investment. It's sitting in my short-term account. So I think we'll switch over to Roblox. I think there's some upside there, especially when you start getting some upgrades.
So there's a discussion going on about shorting Tesla. So I want to say a few things. Every short that I've ever had on Tesla has been a day trade. It is in and out, sometimes in a matter of seconds, sometimes in a matter of minutes. I have never, and I say this all the time, people ask me like, oh, does this look like a good swing short? I never short an equity overnight. It's not my thing. I think it's safer probably if you were to go out and buy puts. But then we had a conversation today at lunch, I'm not even making this up, where I'm like, people are probably just sitting there like buying puts, and it's like a slot machine, right? Like you sort of keep putting the quarters in or whatever the heck it is. I've never actually used a slot machine. I was telling Sean this as well. And then you just keep doing it. You're just losing your money waiting for it to pay off. So all of this context is for day trades. We both own shares of Tesla. I don't think we've either one sold, although I guess if it gets to 2,000 or does a split, there might be a reason to ring the register to some degree. But this is what we're talking about, day trades here. And there are always reasons as a day trader that you're open to ideas in either direction on any type of stock, because ultimately you're just playing momentum. So there are always going to be ideas that might not make sense. Like look at the daily chart of Tesla. I get it. Yes, you're getting run over if you short it, but that doesn't mean there weren't great shorts on the way, because trust me, there were. Brendo?
A couple other things moving around this afternoon, guys. This GREE, if you remember back on Friday, had a big move. This is a clean energy name. Consolidating nicely here, right at 29, looking like it might want to try at least to get going. Decent volume on GREE. I'll flip over to another one. Vuzix, if you joined us this morning. We talked about Vuzi. Now, day highs on huge volume again, guys, for VUZNI.
Pull out your Uzi and trade some Vuzi, I guess, there. Yeah, I don't know. On that note, let's go over here quickly to AMC. And there it is, man. We sit around and we get out, some out at 37, but that's about as best as we can get. That just happens right now. And then all of a sudden, a quick drop down. So you can see here, it is going to be a losing trade because we're in twice and out once. So there it is, a nice little drop down on AMC, but now we are flat on this name, keeping our profits from this morning, flat on the position, up on the day for AMC, and there you go. If it breaks and I know, again, someone said maybe they're on CNBC in the background there, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me what they're doing. I just put trading this price action. It looks like we just dipped down to that 66 mark. We got out at 69. Like we said, I think we might have even got a 70 print there. But there it is right now, 66, 67, looking to break lower. Normally, this would be, I don't mind a short here in AMC. I just, with today and the chance that this thing pops again, it's up 3.5%. If this was minus 3.5, I'd be shorting this all day right here, but we're not going to do that. This may be a good spot to go long, but we just kind of got burned on the long, so we're going to step away from that. Oh! Someone said Sean just talked more in the last 10 minutes than they did all day, so what's up to you? Or they did all week, so that's a good one, man. I wish that was the case for me. But here we go. All right, Ford, man. Yes, sir. We're feeling like Superman on this one. What up, Ms. V? There it is, because Ms. V likes money. All right, and honestly, guys, when we're making that cash here on Ford, they just announced, I guess it was, what is it, next week, Brendan? Maybe you can have this. I think it was next week that Rivian's coming through. It just says next week. I don't know if there's a date on that, but Ford has an investment in Rivian, and Rivian apparently is coming out, and Brendan, you can confirm this, but a $60 billion market cap. So that's already as much as Ford. Ford is $70 billion, guys. Rivian's going to come out at $60 billion. They have a lot of investment from a lot of outside companies in Rivian. I believe in that play. We've talked about it with Randy. Hopefully Randy's in tomorrow, and we'll get his opinion on this Rivian. But Brendan, let's go.
Yeah, it was the Wall Street Journal, guys. $60 billion. There it is from WSJ. No date, exact date, but yeah, next week. Rivian coming to a market near you. It's the NASDAQ. I'll spoil it.
Oh, it was Amazon. That's what it was. Yeah, someone, good call there. What's up, SWW 17033? What up,
yeah,
SWW?
Amazon
yeah, Amazon. That was the other one. Yeah.
But the difference, I don't think it doesn't move the needle for Amazon.
Oh, no. This is going to come at 60 billion valuation. It's more just the fact that there are, some real players other than me invested in Ford, therefore invested in Rivian, which would have, once again, a small piece. So, yeah.
I want to quickly on VUSI, just because I don't know if we brought the daily up. 1360, where it turned, is a level on the daily chart. You're going to see here, big turnaround, and a couple of times it's failed at 1360. So random price, not so much, where you have this wick top. And when you see a rejection like that and put in a lower high, sometimes you will have one of these runners start to fall off a little bit. So that is not a random price that we just got to on VUSI. That's definitely a level on the daily chart. And that's the thing. You look for, when you're day trading, and a lot of people who probably are already short this in the 50s, they're looking for a level like that where people will be taking profit and they're looking at the chart. It's like, okay, that's a good place to grab some profit here. And they start selling it off, and then it never breaks that price. So 1360 certainly looks like one. I don't know if Brad is actually still thinking about it, the Tesla. I mean, I wouldn't do it this late in the day, but 1200 could actually come. Someone asked for my out was on Grill. The last of our two, I'll give to this 185 area. It just did a failed move down here, so looks like it tried to hold. It kind of wicked below, snapped right back. So now that it's done that, it kind of has to hold it a second time through, or it's likely to flush. So Grill, the long reversal, pretty good the first time. The second time, not quite as good, though still time to make a bit of a run here. And then Ocugen, this is like the second time I've done this on Ocugen, where it's dipped to VWAP. I've decided not to get out, and decided I want to get out lower, and it bounces off here. So it's a good short. It's at 1430, and the high is at 1450. So it's safely in the money. But with these trades, especially when it's done volume, I kind of want to be out of it at this particular stage. As it breaks 350, or as it gets to 350 and imbalances come out, a lot of times I want to be taking profit as opposed to holding on to something like this in the money, which is fine. But you want to see it follow through. The same way I want Grill to follow through to the upside.
Yeah, that's right. Imbalance is coming out in 17 minutes. Okay, yeah. I mean, Tesla, yeah, Neil was saying 1,500, not 15,000.
Yeah, that's my bad.
That's fine. Either way, I believe you're going to be right at some point. Not 15,000.
Elon won't let it get to that. Yeah.
Not in our lifetime. I don't think we'll get to 15,000, but we'll hear for that one more time here. 1195 right now, taking out the highs of the day. We talked about not trying to short this one, and we're not going to do it. So 1195 right here on Tesla, looking to take out the top there. Ugh, wow, yeah, what a good break that was at 1190. It basically just kept on going here. So when we could sit here and watch this all day, I mean, honestly, we were long here. It's like you take a break of 1200. We have to be flat. So like, what do I do if it goes up to 1200 and then comes back down and rests around 11.90, only to see it open tomorrow at 12.50, right? So just be careful. There's a half hour left here. I can't blame anybody. I don't think it takes huge balls to short Tesla. I mean, everyone's saying like, oh, how dare you short it? I mean, you just got to have an out. I mean, I don't think it takes any braver to short Tesla than it does to short Apple or Microsoft or any Rocket, Fisker, I don't care, any name. Really, it's just you got to be well aware that this is up 7.5% and that in 2 weeks, you're up 50% on Tesla. This was $800, guys. So if you own a stock and you're long at 800, how high does that have to go up to be 50% in the money? That's your math question of the day. Well, how about right now? And that was October, a couple
weeks ago?
Yeah, October 14th. Yeah. Okay, guys, I can even go back. I mean, whatever. We can use this day if you want. September 24th. I mean, we had a move where it just was doing nothing. So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But basically, the break happens right here, October 11th or so, where we then start to go back up to the upside. And it's all aboard Tesla shareholders right there, laughing all the way to the bank.
And Elon's going to solve world hunger.
And he's solving world hunger, and he's doing Dodge Elon coin, which is not true. I don't think he's supporting any coins.
No.
So I don't want to say that and say you heard it here first.
You were just joking.
I was just joking. I don't know what he's doing. Apparently, someone asked him, hey, do you own any SHIB coin? He said no, and the thing goes up like 300 more million%. So here's SHIB coin right now, 7.1. So 7.1 right now. We're still holding out hope for a back shot there at 8. Backside there on Shiba Inu there with a nice little coin action there. ADA is doing nothing. Bitcoin 61.2 right now. Okay, this is my chart, so that's obviously not working.
What the heck?
We'll refresh that, but it says 61.7 right now. I don't know.
My Binance chart does this. It's something with like if you use like a Binance chart and you're on Google Chrome, and it has problems. There is a 1360 break, and thank you guys for pointing it out because. I kind of thought that I'd put a stop order in, but I obviously didn't, and now I'm just going to see if I can't chase this a little bit. You know what? I'm not going to chase it any further than 70s. Look at that. That's me chasing it. You just saw there. Anyways, just got 71s. So probably should have had a stop. We just talked about that 1360 level on the daily chart. And then something which is breaking the high, doing volume. You guys can't see that. Let's do this. All the way, there you go. Yeah, doing volume through the top end of the break. You still get a nice little spike. That's a reason to take. You don't have to. You want to have your own rules. And for breakouts, at the end of the day, it needs to have a volume spike coinciding with it here. And then you look at the daily chart. It was a double triple top there on the daily at 1360. Some kind of a pullback. It holds that first level pretty nicely. So you kind of look here at 1330. When it did this nice move, and then it held that as support. So another reason why I like that breakout. Grill back in the money, but it's kind of running out of steam a little bit here. Maybe some of that money is going into Vuzi. And Ocugen is getting to that point where I'm just going to have to start thinking about taking it up. I'm going to pop my bid here in Ocugen a little bit closer to VWAP just to make sure that I can actually get out of this by the end of the day because just over 20 minutes left. And hey, as we just mentioned with Tesla, I mean, if you let it get up to like 11.97 there, and you put in a quick little short, like you could have scalped $5 out and then let the rest ride, like that kind of a thing. 1200 break from 97, considering slippage, and we got what, 50 cents of slippage on a short of 1,000, right? So if you took 96.5 there, your risk to reward is actually already pretty good because you could have scalped better than 1-to-1 and then be holding on to the rest of it. So there was a ton of 1,200 is not 1,000. There was a ton of liquidity on the 1,000 break. You never really know, but at those big round even numbers, a lot of times there's going to be liquidity there and you can pretty much trust it. 1,200. It might not be the same thing, and the time of day matters as well. Although I will absolutely never forget this. Sean, you remember the first time Tesla got to 1,000 and did that crazy run or fall, it was at the end of the day. Like that wasn't a middle of the day thing. It wasn't the morning. It was right at 340-ish or something when it fell from like $1,000 to $900 in like 2 candles. That
could easily, this is a gamma squeeze right now on Tesla, right? You have people buying options, buying the underlying, shooting it all the way up. AMC's, speaking about gamma squeeze, that's not happening now on AMC, but that's another example. What's up, Brendo?
I thought at one point, guys, we were talking about this one in relation to all the meme stocks, but I might be wrong. Never really made a move, but Party City is what I'm talking about. 52-week high there for the short interest, 14.5, 7.3% short right now for Party City. So another one trying to get going here today, trying to make a day high right now, up 10% for PRTY.
Okay.
I was going to say, I thought that maybe they were bankrupt, but obviously they were close and then right back in. So a lot of these companies that were beat down there, obviously in COVID times, able to find some financing and then just start to go right back, back up to the upside. And that's part of the AMC story too. As I don't need to tell you guys that. Everybody knows, once they get capitalized, and they have no more threat, hopefully anyways, of bankruptcy there. I mean, no one's talking about that with AMC, then you can float around and hang out where they are right now. So maybe Party City's worth a shot there as it is near, obviously, its highs right now. 52-week high, actually. So there it is. So just for SoFi talk here, because, we got to get out of all of our trades like we say all the time. So we don't have to get out of anything right this second, but if this drops below 50, we're going to give it a little bit more. So I'm going to give it to 30, 40 right here. So 22.40, this little spot. 50, I think, is an obvious one if you're long from in here somewhere. You may not want to let the imbalances get a hold of it, but I'm going to give it a little bit more just in case. We have 10 minutes until the market on close and balances come out. And if you've never seen them before, they're pretty cool. What they are is just, there's a time where everyone can put their orders in and they get executed with hopefully no a fairness about them at the close. So they match buy orders and sell orders and then reprice, and they come together at the close. So we'll show those market on close and balance orders, and those can affect the prices temporarily of a lot of these names. So like, you don't want SoFi to come out and I don't know what it's going to do. Again, it's part of this crystal ball. That's why sometimes if there's rebalance days or things like that, we have a little bit better idea because there is some information out there. But like when SoFi comes out here, if it comes out a buy, like there's overweight bid for the market and for the name, then SoFi could, take out the high because again, people are like, oh, they want to buy this thing. So that means at close, there's going to be an excess of buy shares on bid to come into the market, right? So that's what we're going to wait for on SoFi. So I'm going to give this one a couple more pennies.
Yeah, with 8 minutes to go to those imbalances, we'll ring the register on some of this movement. Like I thought, it got to 1385 on that 70 or 60 break, which, remember, it's a 60 break. I might have got 71, but that's still a 60 break. So 85 gives you a quarter every 25 to 50 cents. We like taking profit on smaller cap names, but I didn't get 61. I ended up getting 71. That doesn't change the fact that it's a breakout from 1360. It stalls at 85, pulls back in, finds support, goes up there again. I'll take some at 85. It might only give to there's 20 minutes to the end of the day. It might only go to $14. If that's where it goes, then a scalp trade is exactly what it's going to have to be. Grill is back up towards the top, but much like here in VUSI, I might just take that profit. Wow, did I just? Of course. Like, as I'm saying it, it's like, yeah, just filming at the top. Anyways, it got back up to the high of the day. I'm going to ring the register on that one and take it out. On Occugen, and this is what happens when you don't ring the register, I just keep allowing this to bounce and make higher lows ever since like 2 o'clock here, and now it's grinding back up above 14. So my new approach, if this takes out 1405, I'm just covering, and I will have left some money on the table there. I know a lot of you are tracking that Tesla. If it gets to like 1199, I'm not shorting it, by the way. But if it gets, and it's a little bit late in the day for the long break, like Sean said, but if it gets to 1199, we will check it out for you so you can at least see what it looks like on that level 2, whether there's a seller there. Was just asked about DWAC, so look, all I will say is it's down 10% today. There was a story about some potential illegalities or whatever it was, potential, like you're not supposed to have a deal in place before you go public with a SPAC. And there was a story that might have been true here. I don't know if that's the reason.
Would that be a surprise?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's probably happened before. There's been so many SPACs, I'd be surprised if that hadn't happened already, although I've never heard of it happening. But it was some downward momentum. At least if you look at last week, like it tried to get off this nice 50 bottom. 50 was the resistance on the very first day when it spiked up, so that it found support down there was a good thing. And then it reversed hard off of 76, 77, made a bit of a top here, then put in a double top at 75, and now you're gapping down. So the momentum's going the wrong way here. And if you take out the 60 level, you're back down to hoping that 50 holds. It's a lot of air from 60 to 50. So I don't really see a lot of positive signs from it today, although there were some last week. Not much good when you look at the momentum of the stock. Just keep in mind, I mean, AMC and GameStop, those types of things have done this before, and it's still holding that original 50 level from the very first day when we're trading this in the afternoon for you that same day, and it's still holding that 50 level, right? So that's about all you got left for this name temporarily. And as I said, Tesla, it is, that's the daily chart. It is still pressing higher. It's still just that 97 top, but look at that strong consolidation. Hey, guess what? This is a Bitcoin key, but
Congratulations!
the NASDAQ turned green. I didn't even notice. Brendo?
Congratulations.
FGF, random halt of the afternoon here. This is, hold on for my chart to populate. There we go. It said it was halted, but I don't actually see that on my chart. I'll show you the deal here. FG Financial Group Incorporated, you can see. It said it was halted there, but I don't actually see that, guys. But big volume coming into FGF.
That holds, yeah, so I checked it and the volume was so low on that one. But
900.
Yeah, I did add it to my list. It hasn't even done 1 million shares worth of volume, which, look, when a stock is halting like this and the volume is that low, you just be very careful with it because it's halting for a reason. And then if it doesn't have volume on the day and a lot of liquidity, like I just pulled up the level 2 here. There's a 10 cent spread just now. It's a $5 stock, which is showing you 10, 15 cent spreads. I mean, come on, like that's why it's halting. Tread very lightly. I tend not to trade these ones too heavily. Like if you're trading a cheap stock, it's because you want there to be liquidity. That's an advantage to you. And yes, 100%. I think a lot of you were pointing out that I got out of Grill too early. Yeah, sure, and that's fine. But I mean, there was a couple of good long breaks on it. There was a nice little dip to 85s. I'm gonna be flat at the end of the day, so I kind of thought I might put in a double top. It put in a triple top at the last breakout price of 185, so I just kind of thought it might do the same thing and pull back in, and I wanted to bank that profit. Vuzi, on the other hand, is still hanging out at the top. Now, it might take out that 1360, and at this point, with 15 minutes left, I don't want that to happen. So if it breaks 60s, I'm going to be out. Otherwise, let's see if this can get up to that $14 range, which would be very, very nice. Kind of a boring breakout. Like, you break a level like this on the daily late in the day, and I'm thinking you're going to at least run to the nearest even dollar. It could just be a simple case where it does that, at like 4 o'clock or something, because it just seems like when you're in one of these and it's holding the high, but doesn't go, but it also can't pull back, well, then the run ends up happening after 4.
Yeah, and check out this play here. If you know, you know. Look at cake, man. Getting some cake right there. Cheesecake Factory up 5% right now, making a bottom move right there. So I don't know what this is on, but it's taking out the day's high. So this may be a good one for a swing play here, as it's off these bottoms, which is very, very nice. And then you get a bump up here for Cheesecake today. So Cheesecake Factory making a nice move to the upside right there. So I don't know what that's about, but I just want to bring that to everyone's attention. Up 4.5%, doing 800,000 shares. So decent volume spot right there for cake. So if you know, you know about that one.
Eaten there?
Pardon?
Have you ever eaten there?
No.
No, I've never eaten there either.
I don't know if there is a Cheesecake Factory here.
There was one in Buffalo though.
Oh,
and I've never been to the. We've been to Buffalo a bunch of times, obviously, but
Yeah.
What's that?
Yorkdale.
There's a Cheesecake
Am I
Factory.
wrong? There might be one at Yorkdale.
I'm gonna go with wrong, but I don't. I could be right.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Could be right, could be wrong. We don't know about that one, but good call there. I thought there's like that old spaghetti factory downtown. We know about that one. Okay, so we'll look.
Oh no, yeah, there is one.
What?
Look at that.
The Cheesecake
The
Factory.
Cheesecake Factory in Yorkville.
There we go. See,
Yeah.
Brendan knows.
Okay.
Cheesecake
We should make a trip.
So there it is. So we'll have to go do some testing there for that one. But thank you so much. What is BKKT? Yeah, that's that one that we traded last week. Yeah, I am trying to stay away from it. So good call for you guys on that play. But we'll wait to see here. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just ignoring it on purpose. So we can see here. Yeah, nice moves. We were just long that one day when we thought it was like, I think it was about these levels, 40. We thought was pretty key, but up to $50 there. Again, like building great levels. I mean, this is really all that we can talk about here. These bottoms have held, man. $37 is held for this BKKT all day. And if you go back to a one-day chart, I mean, a day chart, you're not going to get much information here from that. So this is a tough one. We were long in this day, which is a problem for me. So it was just the worst day for me in October, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to be here every day trading these things, but that was not a good opportunity for me that day, guys.
Yeah, I was long that one. It wasn't fun. How far and hard it fell at the open, and it couldn't catch a bid. Today's a bit of a different story because it's like when a stock is given that kind of a capitulation. I don't care what it is or what the news might be, but if a stock falls from 55 in the pre-market and then consolidates at 25 on the same day, the next time it runs up to 50, if you don't think there's going to be some jittery longs, then I don't know what you're like. Think about the psychology of it making this move, and then there's going to be sellers at 50. So when it did reverse at 50, I'm pie in the face because I was shorting it multiple times, and then man, I held the VWAP, and I don't know why. Anyways, I got it at 45 because I kind of felt it would hold that support. It did not hold that. This is the halt it had early in the morning, and then it got up to like a 44 even. I thought it would hold that support after it consolidated and broke from that 44, so I got out in front of it. And sometimes you make a call like that, and it's just absolutely dead wrong. And then I'm still in Occugen, which for whatever reason I thought was going to be right. Like I'm shorting both of these off of load. shorting both these off of essentially lower highs, thinking this is the one that's going to go, and then getting out of the wrong one. And sometimes that happens to you, but you have to do what you expect to be right instead of thinking you're going to be exactly right or perfect 100% of the time. And in each of these cases, you're still scaling out no matter what. So, I'm going to take some out early regardless. It's just a matter of trying to hold the rest. I can see on my big screen that Pratt, I think, is meditating on, I don't know if he's waiting for Tesla here, but it's getting close. Again, 96 is on Tesla, so 97 is still the high, but it's getting pretty close to that 1200. I selfishly would like Tesla to not break 1200 so that we can look at a 1200 break tomorrow where there might be more chance for a follow through, but hey, is a Tesla bull. It'd be great if it breaks the top. We just like it if we get a chance at a day trade that we can dig our teeth into, which if it breaks right now, there isn't one.
The only problem is it probably breaks it tomorrow when we don't have the opportunity either in the pre-market.
Or it could do it, yeah.
Or it could break it right now in the aftermarkets as well. So good move on SoFi. So that was a good one. I don't know, where's my idea? Because we were waiting out for these imbalances, which, just came out. So we can say, ding. That was a good idea to wait out for SoFi, as now it's right back to day's high. We were talking about getting out here at 50. We just made ourselves 17 cents on that one. So Zynga's here as a bid. We can look at these together. So Zynga's as a bid. That's going to be a $7 stock. So that kind of a percentage there is not really going to do too much, although it is 28%. So you could see there, nice little bid up there for Zynga. Apple on sell. So that's going to be nasty probably for them. 2 million shares. It's done 60 million today. So yeah, so not doing much, but you can see it is starting to downtick a little bit, breaking VWAP right now. So just down. Apple actually, down about 30, 40, 50 cents. These just came out. So you're seeing Apple now starting to go down. Look at the NASDAQ. No, it's not doing anything. So this is just Apple specific. So there you go. IBN, Intel as a buy. We talked a little bit about that today. Still, are we down today, Intel? I don't know. Up, flat there.
GFS is up.
Citigroup, GFS, Global Foundries. There's Facebook as a sell already, but that's at 330, so we're not overly worried about that.
They're bouncing nicely today.
Yeah, we're not overly worried about it, but those are some initial sells there, guys.
Tesla on there? It never is.
Tesla's never on here, man. There's really no NASDAQ names on here.
Yeah, but Tesla, by the way, I only asked that because Tesla now at 99. So like I said, I just got flat. So I guess that means Boozy. Yeah, of course. So just like on Grill, when I got it, you get out and then it runs like Boozy, get out and then it runs to 14. So I mean, it's extra 10 pennies, but now starting to go. Tesla at the high of the day, Boozy at the high of the day. That Grill did pull back. There's no perfect answer here, right? Like if I hang on to it, maybe you get out at 220. I don't know, like good luck picking the top, right? Like it's a $2 even break and there are no levels on the daily chart between here and 250 that stood out to me. So you just pick it out and then hope it ends up being right. So it looks good, but it could just as easily have been wrong, just like Boozy held on, maybe got out a bit too early there. Tesla, which I'm glued to, 99.27. So this is earlier in the day. Like I probably would be short at 99 here. And then, trying to scalp some out between 90 and 95, and then seeing where you could hold on, maybe the next leg out to like 80, 85. There's no time for that to follow through with only 7 minutes to go. So it skews the risk to reward, in my opinion. Because, yes, you can say to yourself, well, but it can still go $5 to $10, and it's like $1 worth of risk. But you weigh that against the probability that it doesn't break, right? So if it was a coin flip breaking 1200 or not, sure, you do it every single time. But do I think there is only a 50% chance that it breaks? No, it's probably like 80 or 90 in this particular case. So you got to weigh that as well.
Brendo.
All right, guys. Yeah, we are still working our ways through earnings season, obviously. Here is what is coming up after market tonight and before the open tomorrow.
Okay, so I like Diamondback Energy there. FANG making new highs. That's a small little producer there in the nat gas and oil exploration spot. So top left, Diamondback. Their actual stock name was FANG, so F-A-N-G. Pfizer, we talked about that already. Global payments. I mean, there's a few things here that I'm interested in because PaySafe is coming soon, so that should be good. Under Armour. I mean, that's right there in the middle. I don't see, unless I'm missing something. Oh, Simon Properties, shout out. I don't think Daryl's here anymore, but shout out. That's a big winner.
Is that there this morning?
I don't know. We're long, yeah. Well, it's in the bottom top right. I don't think we would have seen it. That's, a big commercial mall operator. We're still long at $65. Initially bought that thing for the dividend. You can check out SPG yourself. That's been a monster winner for me. So really happy with Simon Property. I think that still goes up. ConocoPhillips, I mean, I think I just maybe nailed them all there, but I don't know what else there is. Oh, Marathon Oil is right there on the left.
There's a lot of energy ones. It's an interesting energy name, at least in the nat gas space, Tellurian, which is a cheap stock, but they're doing pretty well, and I like them. Now So Under Armour, just for pure curiosities, at the end of the day here, 22 is exactly where it is right now, dead flat on the session. You sort of had this conversion to the 200 period and the 50 period moving average here. Holds this support. I mean, it's a good-looking chart, but it's just one of those things where you're at the mercy of them saying the wrong thing about the supply chain, and then next thing you know, you're at $20. But if it actually breaks from here, the level of support that you have at 22 on a good number is fantastic, and you're not too far from the high of the day. So I think regardless of what happens on the report, I'm going to want to be trading this one tomorrow because they have some juicy levels coming up, 10% either direction. And hey, as I said it, look, I talked myself out of, whoops, that's a daily chart still. I talked myself out of why I wouldn't take the Tesla trade. And to me, you get stopped out of here. Yes, it works. But if you took the 97 short, you're stopped out. If you had a 1200 break, if you were willing to hold through 1200, it goes to 02s and you're right back to 95. So failed break. This is why I don't think either one of us like the long break at 12 even at this time of day. Because you could still be holding this thinking you're going to be right, but then we'd have 5 minutes for it to work. That's not good enough at the end of the day.
No. Well,
I mean, maybe it goes. It's I think watch. Of course, now that I say that, it's going to go to.
Well, I mean, still lots of time. It's just
it's going to go.
Be careful with your trades. I think that's more important. And we're just, really, I'm just not really in the mindset to put on any big risk right now. We just we've already made the money here today, and we'll just wait to see. I'm just working the SoFi trade. We're waiting for one more penny down, 22.59. If that breaks, we'll get out. We saved ourselves about 30 pennies or so, or 20 pennies, because this 40, we could have got out there, and we decided to change and wait to see if we retested highs, which we did that on the market imbalance. But right now, it's fading back in a little bit here. So we'll get out 2 more pennies down, 22.59 break. Check out the imbalances one more time. See, Apple's gone now, so everything's starting really pairing off early, man. Look at the NASDAQ back to day's high here. As you can see, all those big ones, Oracle's there as a bid, but all the tech names have basically paired off. There was Facebook sell, that's not on here anymore, and then there was Apple sell, which you got that dip down. You can see, here's the dip down there, and now it's paired off and you're right back up. So a nice little rally back on Apple. I believe
Oracle took a hit.
The same thing. Well, Facebook is still down there, but a nice day for Facebook anyways, up 2%. So we're rocking and rolling with all of these ones. Ford, man, wow, Ford, that's not on there, is it? Ford breaking 18, it looks like, trying anyways, up to 17.95. Man, we loaded up the boat a lot here on Ford, which is why I had no choice but to get out. When we loaded the boat on this 50 period break. At that time, it was 13.30. There's some nice levels down here, and we just banged that one out. Our position started at $6, and we've been telling holders the whole time, or viewers the whole time, to get into some Ford for sure. And then, yes, sir, Palantir as well. Near, again, day's high for Palantir as it's starting to make moves. 26.65, so we're only 10 cents away from closing out. What another profitable day here for Palantir and their shareholders, up another 2.5%. So that one still starts to go, and we have to say, Palantir shareholders, so we don't hold anything back. Let you guys know. I try to tell everybody the positions we're in. On that note, what about TDOC? What's that doing today? 151. So we bought that at 139 as well. So that's starting to make some moves to the upside. So hey, some of the investments making a little bit of cash right now.
That BKKT is going to be a problem tomorrow if it can't hold 35, and it looks like it's running out of time to break the morning support, but it seems like it's almost inevitable that it's going to close at those lows.
1207.
So this stock is getting absolutely crushed. Yeah, Tesla, of course, it's Murphy's Law, man. The second it came out of my mouth on Tesla, you knew it was going to break out, just how it works. So there it goes. I mean, apparently there was time for that 1200 break to work out for you, because here we are at 1207. And again, we decided not to trade it because of the amount of time here. With 2 minutes to go, Tesla at all-time highs, just because out of sheer curiosity, because they had been moving together, I want to double check to see that Lucid is still holding those lows. So it looks like that run might be over, but the strong ones stay strong, and that's Tesla right here with only 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Fisker also, guys. Fisker up 10% today as well, 9.2%. As that's, for me, Tesla's more important. I have way more money in Tesla, but Fisker also making some moves here that we're pretty happy with. So, okay, Tesla, we should have had that break at 1200, and I know you want to use time as an excuse. Like I said to you guys before, it's not an excuse. We're just talking here out loud, but it's mentally, I just. If that happens in the morning, you could see, I'm taking positions in the pre-market here. just two funny things happening at the end of the day, but there it goes, 12:10. You get a closing bell around 12:10 probably here for TSLA. So watch
There's
out.
you know what? There's some other
AMD,
ones
man,
here.
125. Like, yes, sir, man. We've been loving AMD for we love you long time, AMD, as that just keeps on going to the top side. 125.50. Wow, what a break that was there at 123.50. Boom, right there to the upside. We only have one little embarrassing long down there that we took. Just went in the money so fast, man. We took 60 cents there in about a minute and a half, and we're pretty happy with that. So, we do as we preach on here and try to tell you guys, try to take profits when and if you ever see them come through. So we did that on AMD, and there it goes back up to the upside. We should have held on to that one, that's for damn sure. But again, what can we do there? As Ethereum right now taking out 43.50.
With about 25 seconds to go, just noting a couple other strong names closing at highs of the day, essentially. Plug Power up 9%. One that we talked about this morning as well was Fubo TV, which is holding up 10%. So strong overall day. We're not just kind of green to start off November here, but now powering to the upside as the NASDAQ is Ms. V in the blue today, but hey, it works. 5, 4, 3, 2, ring it, Ms. V.
All right, and there we go. So we're going to have to, I guess, get out eventually here. Try to get out. There we go. So we just dump our SoFi right there as we were still in it, and we never got triggered out of that one. So we'll take a 62 out on SoFi to end the day. Brennan, looks like we had a nice little march higher there. How did we finish on all the averages?
Yeah, nice end of the day. Records across the board, guys, for U.S. equities. I just double-checked. The Dow was very, very close, but I think we did just squeak out a record there. So all three. Record highs. Pretty amazing. What a buying opportunity. That, what was it, a month ago? We were down about 5%, and now we're right back to all-time highs, guys.
We did. I mean, if you remember, we talked about buying in the first week of October there, Brendo. So that was exactly 100% right. We were waiting for that time. We did get our money into a couple decent names, so really happy with that. And yeah, Microsoft, Amazon, Grill. Obviously, Grill leading the markets higher.
I just wanted to see. It got crushed at the end. I have the Grill chart up. That's why Sean said that. And it got crushed at the end of the day there.
All right, so good day overall today, guys. We're going to be watching with our AMC trade of the day. We wound up at $37 for AMC. I want to give a big thank you to Rob, to Lucas, obviously, over there on the ones and twos. Thank you so much, guys. We had a fun Halloween party. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to Ms. V and to Trader Prad, who are there. I think they're still hanging around. I don't know if you can.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have them?
We got them.
There she is. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Okay, good. Thank you guys for all that. And thank you to everybody that worked so hard in the back. We obviously hit 250,000 subscribers last week, and we're really super proud of that. So make sure that you sign up for our watch list. Check the sticky notes. Check all of us on Twitter. Watch out for the fakes as well. And everybody enjoy the night, man. I mean, watch that football game tonight, KC Giants. Man, KC better not lose because we also have... Well, actually, we don't mind if we lose. We talked about that in our survivor pool. A lot of people lost on Cincinnati. Brendan's like, what the hell are we talking? If I have to sit up, so
it's a big pool, Brendan.
With everybody there. Brendan, any plans tonight?
Headspace is an issue around here sometimes. No, we're good. We're good. Neil is high. Neil is not high. I didn't say that.
Aren't I,
though? Plans for tonight? No, not really. I have a meeting with a contractor, Sean, once again, to run off to. So
a lot of meetings.
Shall we wrap this thing up?
All right, let's wrap this up, or else now, see, that was like an undercover way of saying wrap this shit up, or stuff up, or else we're gonna get out of here. So, okay, guys, for everybody at Trader TV Live, you heard the man himself. We will wrap this thing up, and we'll catch you tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao, guys.
See you.